Hey folks. Okay, it would be disingenuous for me to say that I finished the rigging on my Wingnut Wings Rumpler C.IV, but I do have all 24 of the bracing lines for the wings completed now. So that leaves two aileron control cables, one on each side, of course, 6 lines for control cables for the fin or the rudder and elevators, and 4 bracing lines for the undercarriage. But I actually got the rigging completed on the wings day before yesterday, but I was out on a museum visit yesterday. And I'm pretty pleased. It all came together. There were some times when I had to go back and do a few redos. I'll talk maybe a little bit about that. But all in all, the 12 lines here, model casting, they call it 0.6. The actual diameter of the flexible round line is 0.13 millimeters. Great stuff. It's pricey, but it really worked well. I'm going to give it an A+ in terms of my rating system. The turnbuckles, I use turnbuckles from Gas Patch. I use the 1/32 scale, 3 different types, all metal. I'm going to give them a B+. I think, now some people say the size for the, well, I used for the my turnbuckles, I should have used the smaller 1/48. Frankly, I don't know how I would have gotten the flexible line threaded through those eyelets. The reason I'm giving these turnbuckles a B+ is that the eyelets are okay, but you have to remember to make sure there are no rough inner edges, and you do that by putting through a very thin pointed, I use tweezers in this to sort of make sure that I had a good opening in the eyelet. That's sometimes led to breakage, but if you don't do that, more likely than not, you're going to find that you could find that the line you're trying to thread through just will catch on some of the rough inner edges. The turnbuckles are fairly hardy. I wouldn't even attempt to use their resin turnbuckles. The metal ones are stronger, but the eyelets can break, of course, when you're boring them out. 0.6 millimeter diameter brass tubing. The inner diameter is about 0.3. You can score those into small little pieces with a X-Acto knife, and then just snap them off. Try not to let them fly around the room because you'll never find them. This stuff works really well. I give that an A+ as well. So the whole effort, and the line is heads and shoulders above Easy Line, but I have said that many, many times. In fairness to Easy Line, I understand it was actually developed or marketed first for like telegraph pole or lines for railroad scenery and things like that. It's flat, it's really wiggly, but I'm not here to knock Easy Line. Let's just say this stuff I'm really happy with. And I have now gotten finished what I think is the big challenge of the build. I've got that behind me, notwithstanding, I guess, 12 more lines to attach. But they should be a lot less complex, I think, than the what I had to do on the wings, as well as the bracing that goes across each set of wing struts. Okay, what's left? Well, I didn't think I had that many pieces, but actually here in the box are the remaining pieces that need to go on in various places onto the plane, the ailerons, the horizontal stabilizer and elevator, the fin, the rudder. I've got a nice aftermarket white metal undercarriage set, axle, and struts, much stronger than the plastic stuff that came with the kit. The wheels, covers, few other odds and ends. The Parabellum machine gun is in there. It's completed as well as a spare. They actually provided 5 Parabellum machine guns and 4 Spandau guns. And of course, the plane only carries 2, so there were lots of choices. And somewhere in there, there's also an exhaust. Oh, there it is. An aftermarket, lovely, weathered in rust, aftermarket metal exhaust manifold that'll go on. So that's really cool. And those are the pieces that need to go on. I still need to paint the contrasting laminate on the prop and paint the tires and a few other things. None of this stuff, I think, will be too taxing, but I'll probably plod along with a little bit of construction every day and should have it wrapped up. All right, let's be conservative. In 2 weeks, actually, one long session at the workbench could probably get all of this done for most modelers. But then again, I work a lot slower, I think, than most modelers. Well, now, in addition to that, there's also a ton of display stuff. Some of these are redundancies or aren't used in any setting, but there's some other stuff like ladders and a few accessories. There are extra reconnaissance cameras that can be set aside for putting in a display. So the bigger part here is not assembly, but just, hand painting the various components here. None of the stuff here, as far as I can remember, actually goes on the plane anymore. That's all in the other box, but I will probably be assembling and painting some of this stuff too. This may not make the group build deadline though. Just don't know. Okay, rambled on, but I'm a happy camper. The lines are taut. The angles are pretty decent for the turnbuckles, and I'm happy. I got this part behind me, and now forward. Thanks for watching.